Shalom, shalom. Okay, so if you're looking at this video, you've probably seen the first one where we started in Proverbs 1. We did a preview of who wrote the book of Proverbs and some historical facts about it. But right now we're just going to read chapter 2. We already read chapter 1, so now we're reading chapter 2 on our 31 days until we read the entire book of Proverbs. So here we go. Proverbs chapter 2, verse 1 in the book of Proverbs. My child, if you accept my words and treasure up my commandments within you, making your ear attentive to wisdom and inclining your heart to understanding, if you indeed cry out for insight and raise your voice for understanding, if you seek it like silver and search for it as a hidden treasure, then you will understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. For the Lord gives wisdom. From his mouth comes knowledge and understanding. He stores up sound wisdom for the upright. He is a shield to those who walk blamelessly, guarding the paths of the justice and preserving the way of his faithful ones. Then you will understand righteousness and justice and equity and good path. For wisdom will come into your heart, and knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. Prudence will watch over you, and understanding will guard you. It will save you from the ways of evil, from those who speak perversely, who forsake the paths of uprightness, to walk in the ways of darkness, who rejoice in doing evil and delight in perverse of evils. Those whose paths are crooked and whose divisions are their ways. You will be saved from the loose woman, from the adulteress with her smooth words, who forsakes the partner of her youth and forgets her sacred covenant. For her ways lead down to death, and her path to the shades. Those who go to her never come back, nor do they regain the paths of life. Therefore walk in the way of the good, and keep the path of the just. For the upright will abide in the land, and the innocent will remain in it. But the wicked will be cut off from the land, and the treacherous will be rooted out of it. That is Proverbs chapter 2. Verse 1 through 22. So if all you want to do is read with me just that part, then that would be the end of this video for you. But for those who want to look at it just a little closer and just get a little insights, just a little teaching on chapter 2 of the book of Proverbs. And let's begin from the beginning. It says, my child, if you accept my words and treasure up my commandments within you, making your ears attentive to wisdom and inclining your heart to understanding, if you indeed cry out for insight, that's what we're talking about right now, and raise your voice for understanding, if you seek it like silver and search for it as a hidden treasure, then you will understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. For the Lord gives wisdom, from his mouth cometh knowledge and understanding. So here the word Lord is actually Yod-Heh-Vah-Heh, Yahweh or Yahuwah. And what it's saying is, if let your voice cry out, ask for wisdom, ask for understanding, and not just of things of the word, because he would easily give you the understanding of his word. He'll give you the deep insights that are here, things that will help you with your heart, it'll help you with your finances, with your life, with your day-to-day walk with other men and women. But if you need help understanding science, math, finances, real estate, whatever it is that you're in, the answers are really here in the word. And there's going to be some other videos I'm going to do a teaching of. We're going to pull from the book of Proverbs, not only, but other books too, that will actually show you what the Bible says about money, what it says about riches, and how to obtain it, and what you're supposed to do with it. And that's the main part. Because if you just want money and riches for gain, because of greed, and to show off and to, oh, look what I have and you don't have, and you have the wrong heart, don't ask the Father for those things, because it won't be him that's going to give that to you. And a person with a wicked heart like that, if they ever do obtain those kind of riches, they're coming from a different father. And you can look at the teachings of Yeshua, of Jesus, about that. And there's certain people that are in power and in authority, and they have a lot of money. And he says, your father is the devil. So just because people have money doesn't mean they're doing right. And just because someone's doing poor doesn't mean they're doing right. So there's always a a good and bad side of everything, even people who are rich and people who are poor. So we just gotta, like, search out the fruits, search out the heart. And number one, we should be searching our own first before we do anybody else's. And I think once you really look at the depths of your heart, you might not even have enough time to look at anybody else. I mean, I really don't. I'm asking the Lord, I'm asking the Father, asking my Yeshua to help me to find anything that's in me that doesn't belong there. Okay, so now there's people who have told me, I don't understand the Bible. I don't understand the mysteries there. I don't understand a lot of things that are there. Well, if you read the book of Proverbs and you read chapter 2, it tells you what the formula is to learn. It says that if you cry out, you ask him with earnest desire, you got a passion inside you, you really want to understand the word, you start to study and you ask the Father, get down in prayer and with your tears, and you really want to understand, you want your mind to open up. Our Father is kind, he's loving, he's gentle, and he loves you as his own child. And he will open up your mind and your heart, and you will understand his word, because you really need to understand that he wrote it just for you as an individual, not a group of people. He penned this word just for you. That's how intimate and it can be. If you really start to read the scriptures and let it breathe into you, you're going to see that this word will make itself individually beautiful to every person who reads it. And if you're really a believer and you love this word like the way I do, it'll become more and more just for me. I know this is for me. And whether it's correction or not, sometimes we'll see all the good and stuff that it tells us about who we are and all that the Father has done. But there's a part of it that tells us about the things that we need to correct and the things in us that are not of Him. Those dark things, that spotted garment. Those little lies are still lies. All those little things that are there, he'll start pulling them out. And maybe we're just coming in and we have a lot of sin. At one time when I was barely trying to understand right from wrong, and I had a lot of sin, I need the Father to forgive me for and to wash my garments from. And surely he has done that. And he's still doing the work in me, still building me up, making me the man I'm supposed to be. But the book of Proverbs will give you that. It'll give you a path to justice. Then you will understand the righteousness and justice, the equity of every good path, the wisdom that will come into your heart. The knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. This is beautiful. Read this over and over again if you have the time. And then it warns you to stay away from the ways of darkness and those who rejoice in evil. It gives you warning. And Proverbs is constantly doing that. It tells you what to do and then it warns you. Sometimes it's warning you first and then telling you what to do. So just a little teaching about just chapter 2. I just really want people to read it, and then we just give a little bit of a study on it. And that way the video is not too long. You can take one of your breaks at work and you can just look at the video, and you can hear the book of Proverbs every day, one chapter at a time. And in 31 days, you're going to look back, hey, we finished it. We did the entire book of Proverbs. What a blessing. And then you can go back and do it as many times as you want. And then if you really want to get crazy, get out there, make your own video of you reading Proverbs. And then you can look at it for yourself and listen to yourself reading it. And then if you want to go further than that, you can share that with others too. This is about sharing. It's not about one person sitting somewhere and taking all the time of everybody. It's for you to take it and then you pass it on to someone else. And then that person pass it on to someone else. Because you're going to know people I don't know. And the people you know are going to know people you don't know. And so we can spread this wisdom, this knowledge, this understanding to many, many people. This is how you spread something. And not for us, just me, just watch me. It's not what it's about. All of you should be making videos or talking to people or sending letters or phone call or a text message. The best thing is face to face. And I'm just doing a little that I can, and I hope you're doing all that you can also. So just with that, be blessed, stay great. Keep on reading. I got other stuff to come, but as we go through the book of Proverbs, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you fall in love with it the way I did since I was a very young man. And I've never stopped reading the book of Proverbs. It will give you instruction. It will give you wisdom. It will give you knowledge. And it's got some certain keys that will unlock certain doors of questions, of blessings, of prosperity, and of correction that we all need in our life. The book of Proverbs is something very special. And it's very, very deep. There's a lot of stuff here, but right now we're just going through it and trying to get through it, the whole entire book, within a month. All right. With that, be blessed and stay great. Shalom.